My task today is simply to offer some thanks before John McCormack will do the formalities of the awarding of the winners and runners-up. So firstly, thank you, Rosemary and ECA, for inviting us to be part of the fabulous event today. In particular, I'd like to thank Lynn Gallagher, Jim Wellsmore, Kerry Connors, David Haviett and Chris Alexander, who were so helpful in coordinating between the Essay Prize and the Gill Owen Scholarship. I need to thank our sponsors and the members of our judging panel. Firstly, AGL for sponsoring the $3,000 first prize. We'll hear from John in a moment. But I also want to acknowledge Tim Nelson, formerly of AGL, who was instrumental in setting up the prize, and also Eleanor McCracken-Hewson, who's been very supportive in the process. Secondly, I want to acknowledge the Association for Energy and Environmental Equity, who are sponsoring the $1,000 runners-up prize, and Rick Brazzali from AE3, who was one of our judges. Thirdly, thanks to Uniting Communities and Mark Henley, who must be in the room here somewhere. There he is. For supporting the prize and being a judge. Fourthly, thanks to Sophie Vorath and Giles Parkinson at Renew Economy. Renew Economy are our communications partner, and they are publishing the winner and runner-up essays. And thank you to Sophie for being on the judging panel. Our final judge was Gill Owen's husband, David Green, who many of you here know well. And while David's not here, I just want to thank him for his support for the process. I do need to acknowledge my colleagues at the Institute for Sustainable Futures who've made the Essay Prize happen, in particular the Essay Prize coordinator, Erica Wagner, who is probably gathering up some of our prize winners. Oh, there. Thank you, Erica. But also Professor Stuart White, Xavier Mays, Jane Easton, Liam Ryan. I wish to thank all of those who did submit entries and made the task of us on the judging panel so difficult. Finally, above all, I'd like to thank Dr. Gill Owen for what she contributed to the cause of fairness and reducing waste in the energy sector at a time when these issues received even less attention than they do today. Now, I know if Gill were here today, she would be uncomfortable with us making a fuss about her and would say that she is just one of many, many people fighting for progress on these issues. And I'd probably more or less agree with her. So in the spirit of Gill Owen, can I also thank all of you here who are carrying on that struggle for energy fairness and efficiency. And with that, I would like to call on John McCormack, the Senior Manager of Government and Community Relations of AGL, to announce the winners of the 2018 Gill Owen Essay Prize.
Thanks, Chris. AGL is very proud to sponsor the Gill Owen Essay Prize and recognise Gill's immense contribution to the public policy debate and policy development within Australia. By seeking to ensure that all members of society, particularly the vulnerable, had access to affordable energy, Gill's work highlighted the critical importance of energy efficiency measures in achieving more equitable outcomes. As the winning essays all demonstrate, the issues Gill advocated for are just as relevant today. It is now my pleasure to announce the winner and runners-up of this year's prize, and we encourage you to all read their essays on Renew Economy, just not during any of the sessions. We have two runners-up in this year's prize. Our student runner-up is Nancy Zier. Nancy is a student at the Australian National University. The title of her essay is A Root Cause Analysis of the Energy Equity Issue. This year's runner-up in the non-student category is Jacob Fry. Jacob is based in Sydney, and the title of his essay is A Place by the Fire, Energy Efficiency and Equitable Access to Energy Services. And the winner of this year's Gill Owen Essay Prize is Joel Dignam. Joel is based in Canberra and is the Executive Director of Better Renting. The title of his essay, Now More Than Ever, the Urgent Need for Minimum Energy Efficiency Standards for Rental Properties.
Well, it's a real privilege to receive this, and I'd like to thank everyone who's been involved in running this competition, and also congratulate the other finalists whose essays I feel like I got to read them before they got to read mine, so thank you. I'm really humbled to receive this because working with Better Renting and with people who rent and who experience issues of energy poverty, it's just been so important so striking how important this work is, and so motivating to be hearing from people for whom this work makes a real difference. I'd also just like to thank some of the incredible people working in this space I've come into contact with who've really been inspirational for me. Nikki Eisen, who actually works at the Institute for Sustainable Futures, and Miriam Lyons and Kelly Court, currently at ACOS, all of whom have been great role models for me thinking about issues of energy and justice. So thank you to them, thank you to my fellow finalists, and thank you to everyone.